Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 GMO achievement run, where we are running through some of the weirder combinations in the game suggested by the mod author, and unlocking the items that gives us. We're on into the weird and wild combinations now, because we've gotten towards the later progressions of these achievements, so I'm very excited to see what's next. The last one we did was Mage and Hunter, which was a very weird one, so next up we've got Generalist and Arms Dealer. So, at first glance, this seems like it's going to be good, because Generalist scaling both ranged and melee damage with the same items is going to be pretty nice for the Arms Dealer. But the way that you normally play Arms Dealer is by trying to bias the shop towards melee and ranged weapons by leaving them locked in the shop, so that then you can buy them and then re-roll. So this is going to be a much more random Arms Dealer, because we won't have that option. So we're less likely to have full weapon sets and stuff at a given time. We're less likely to be able to actually find all the weapons we need because of the Generalist. So this has some advantages and some disadvantages. I think it's going to be pretty weird, but let's see how it actually plays out in practice. Generalist is this guy with the eyebrows, and then Arms Dealer is this one. We get a Dangerous Bunny and lots of extra weapons, and I'm just going to random our first weapon. Normally with Arms Dealer you're locked to pistol, but because this is Generalist and Arms Dealer, we get our choice. Let's random just to get in the spirit of things. And we'll start with the Shuriken and see if we can manage to get a decent amount of money in the first wave. The more money we get early, the better, of course. That's very important for this character combo, because we're going to need to build our ranged and melee damage up as high as possible, so we can use any combination of weapons that we happen to find. But at least we were able to get 80. Here, I'll just take 2 melee damage. That also gives us some range damage. I could roll for harvesting, because that's really good for the Arms Dealer. When you start with harvesting, being able to roll for more is really nice, but I think we just need to buy damage on this character. So I'm just going to buy like any melee and range damage that we find. Shredder will be a pretty good item, a pretty good weapon to help clear our first wave. So I'm going to buy the Shredder. I don't think I'm going to buy the knife. I think we're just looking for more damage. The question is, do I want Insanity? I probably do. Crit chance, while it won't work on every weapon we find, will be pretty useful. I'm just going to go with ranged weapons for this shop. So we'll just buy kind of whatever we happen to find. I guess I'll take the stick, because then we get a free reroll. Sharp bullet will be great. And then I will buy the pistol. I don't think we're going to spend on the jousting lance. This will be 4 weapons will be plenty for clear speed at this stage. Feeling pretty good, honestly, about where we're at so far. We managed to find a bunch of really good weapons, or a bunch of really good items, but of course, having to reset our weapons every wave is very dangerous. And I need to increase my damage as much as possible to compensate for that. Up to 80 materials again, which is nice. Here I'm just going to take 5 more harvesting. We can get to the 40 range pretty quickly. Sharp bullet will be good for any ranged weapons we pick up, so we'll definitely grab that. But here, I think we're going to go with just buying these 2, and then I'll do a free reroll. Alien Tongue is fine, but not that important. Cute Monkey I can't buy. Mushroom, I think we will be an HP regen build rather than a lifesteal build. Loaded Dice is interesting, but I think I'm going to roll past all these weapons. I'd rather get weapons that help us wave clear a little bit more. Claw will be fine. Charcoal, I don't think we want. Let's roll again. I do want one more weapon, if I can get it, but I think I'm okay accepting that we are just going to, because we can't buy either of these. They're melee weapons, so you can see we can't buy them. I think I'm just going to buy the Ugly Tooth, because that will be good later on as well, and we'll just accept that we have a relatively weak weapon set for Wave 3. We'll try to get a better one for Wave 4. Normally at this point, if you've watched my Arms Dealer guide, I talk a lot about how to bias the shop on the Arms Dealer to give you the weapons that you want, and we would be really striving to do that. But this character cannot do that in the same way, because we just can't equip the same kind of weapon. Is there any chance we can kill this loot alien? No. Here, I do want attack speed. I guess I'll just take the attack speed. And then we'll take 2 range damage, which is also 4 melee damage, so that's great. The pistol I'm going to pass on, the taser I'm going to pass on, but I'll buy the beanie. Roll here. SMG is good enough to buy for sure. Hedgehog is excellent for the Generalist in general, so we'll grab that. I'm going to lock the Lemonade, but not buy it, because I need to find some more weapons. So we'll take a shotgun and lock this. I'll roll again. Pitchfork is interesting. This can give us a little bit of bonus damage, so I'll grab that. I do want a 4th weapon, though, so I'm going to roll one more time and buy this stick. So as you can see, we end up spending a lot of money just on making sure we have enough weapons to make it through the next wave. The pitchfork is going to give me a little bit of percentage damage at the end of this wave, which, based on our materials, which I think will be a reasonably efficient trade for us. In general, on the arms dealer, it's nice to pick up ghost weapons and stuff like pitchfork, the modded weapon, because it gives you permanent stats. So even when you lose access to the weapon, you still have a benefit. So you're not just totally wasting your money if you have that kind of weapon. Snake, we're never going to do elemental damage, so we're just going to recycle. And then here, I'll take 4 regeneration. I think we will end up being a regeneration build, and that's a level 4 upgrade. Fertilizer is a little unfortunate, because it costs me a melee damage and half a ranged damage, but still worth picking up. I will buy the laser gun just because it gives us a free reroll here. Shotgun is good. Peaceful Bee is too expensive to buy on the Generalist. It just costs you too many stats. So even though they are stats we want, we can't buy it. But defective steroids I'll buy. Goat Skull I'll lock. I need to roll for weapons. Another laser gun is not what I wanted, but it's what we got. And then here is where we're running into problems. So you can see on a normal arms dealer we'd have 4 weapons from this shop, but on this build we don't. Baby Elephant, on the other hand, and other non-weapon sources of damage are really good on the arms dealer, because we'll end up with decent percentage damage once we can buy some more. Obviously, we've reduced it a little bit. And this means that we will have ways to kill stuff that don't involve being forced to actually have good weapons. So this is good. We found a melee weapon, and I think I can get away with 4 weapons. Yeah, I think we're okay to buy the lumberjack shirt and just have 4 weapons. 2 laser guns makes me a little hesitant, just because laser gun's such a weak weapon. But given our fairly high base damage, I think we'll be okay. The shotgun also, even at level 1, goes a long way towards giving us some wave clear this wave. Gonna tank some damage here, and then I need to dodge a little bit, go get that consumable. I need to find some luck, because we're rolling a lot in the shop, obviously, because we're the arms dealer, so you need enough luck to make sure that you are able to find high-level weapons without having to roll aggressively for them. Take some max HP here, and then there's the luck I was talking about. I don't really want another laser gun. But I think it's more important that I just get any ranged weapon, and I'll just buy this. We'll buy the stick too. Let's roll again. Coffee is great. Wand doesn't do anything. Organic fist wrappings I think is fine. I'll buy the coffee, lock the power generator, roll again, and I can buy a stick that will just upgrade my stick. Or I could buy a ghost axe and try to farm off of that. Why don't we recycle the chopper, buy the ghost axe, and try to farm materials off of that, and then, or farm damage off of that, and then I'll lock the helmet and leave the stick. I could lock this to make sure we have a reasonable weapon for the next drop. I think that's probably fine. So this is what you want to do. You want to bias the shop towards giving you good weapons. So we lock the stick. This makes primitive weapons and melee weapons more likely to show up in the next shop once we buy that and start re-rolling. So we can use that to give us better shops in future. You know, just try to get a few hits with this ghost axe. Because we've found a couple coffees, our attack speed is good enough that even with very few weapons we can do okay. But of course, our other weapons are trying to steal kills from the ghost axe. Even if we only get like 2% damage off of it, this wave, though, that's going to be really nice. We'll have spent 8 materials for that we had to spend on something anyways for like 2% damage. And I think we've gotten 1 so far. I'm trying to move towards enemies with my axe, with the ghost axe towards them so that we get kills with it. Looks like we won't quite be able to. I should have just killed the tree, actually. I was thinking maybe I could get another % damage, but we only got 1. But because I could have killed the tree instead, which obviously would have been more valuable. Gummy Berserker, I think I will take while we do lose armor. Plus range is kind of important. There are some sets of weapons that we might find that would need range, and the attack speed's just critical for this build. Take 15% more attack speed. That's great. So now we can buy the stick, and then whenever we reroll, we're more likely to find sticks and other weapons like that. But let's at least buy these, and then roll. Buy a stick. Definitely buying a lens. But the question is, can I afford to do that without... can I afford to do that, or will it mean that I don't get enough weapons? Because we're going to need to start filling out our weapon set for this wave, so I think I'm going to roll. We'll buy the fighting stick. And then I won't lock either of these. I'm just going to roll. Because I need another weapon if possible. Ideally not an elemental weapon. A leveled up stick I could take. That's a little more damage. But I really need to find a ranged weapon, which we didn't. I will lock the plant. I'll lock the spear, I'll lock the plant, and go to the next wave. And we're just going to have to try to do this with 3 weapons. I guess I need to start taking those tasers. When they show up, we just have to buy any weapons we see. I'm still trying to be a little picky, but I think that's the wrong impulse. Have to adjust your strategy when you're noticing things that aren't working, and it looks like there's a couple things about what I'm doing here that are not working super well because we just aren't able to clear the waves that quickly with only 3 weapons. And with no shop bias towards specific weapons or anything like that, we're just not that likely to find the weapons we actually want in the shop. So now we're starting to fall behind in money. I will take the mouse, though. The lifesteal isn't huge, but the % enemies is good. Let's take 12% damage so we can actually catch up on some damage here, finally. Then I'm going to roll. I think we can do better there, and 12% more damage is nice. We will buy the spear, lens, plant, and roll. Hand, I'm not going to take. Cake, I'll take, and metal detector, yes, and we'll roll. Okay, great. So we found some ranged weapons, so we actually have some options for this wave. And yeah, I'll buy the knife, take my free reroll. Gonna buy the Dusty Fedora for sure. The question is, what weapons here do I buy, if any? I think I will buy the Cacti Club. Oh no, I can't buy the Cacti Club. I could buy the crossbow. Yeah, I'll lock the spear and club. That makes sure that we have at least 2 decent weapons for next round. And we'll buy the crossbow just to increase our wave clear for this wave. I think spending 9 on the crossbow is going to be worth at least 9 materials. Gonna need some more HP regen. We definitely haven't found enough, but I'm having to spend so much money just on making sure we have weapons that we're really starting to fall behind. Now that I was able to lock some primitive weapons in the shop, though, that will go a long way. If we can just continuously lock primitive weapons, make them more likely to show up in future shops, then that'll be great, because we'll have defensive items and so on. Once you start biasing the shop towards giving you items of a specific kind, of course, it makes those even more likely to show up in future, so it starts snowballing. Stone Skin I could take, but we have 0 armor right now. I think I'll recycle it. I'm not going to spend on dodge. I could spend on melee damage, but let's actually reroll. Yeah, I'll take 12% speed. That's perfect. Here, we'll buy our weapons. We'll buy the Dusty Fedora, buy the wheelbarrow, and then roll. Got another spear. I'm not going to buy the torch, but I will buy black belt both because it's melee damage. So while we do lose luck, which is painful, the XP gain is huge going into the next wave. I could try Thief Dagger over the Spear or one of these Cacti Clubs, but I think I'm happier just making sure that we have at least 3 weapons that will help clear. I want the lens and I want the snail, but I need a ranged weapon, so we're just going to have to accept that we're spending money on rolling for ranged weapons. Now I can't afford the next ranged weapon, so I guess we're going into Wave 9 with 4 weapons. Yeah, I really need to start making sure we have our weapon set online sooner. You can start picking up some, but the fact that 2 of our weapons are spears is a big deal for Wave 9, of course. Definitely happy to have this Dusty Fedora. That's going to give me a lot of luck, which will also be good with our baby elephant. Going to end up being very important for our wave clear. And the Cacti Club is, of course, excellent on the Generalist because we actually get to scale the ranged damage, so it's helping with our wave clear as well. So I'm trying to pick up these consumables while we, like, during the wave. Oops. So that we can increase luck and drop more consumables and start snowballing, but obviously it's more important that I stay at full health so that we can get as much luck as possible out of each of them. But even more important than that is just making sure I'm actually clearing the wave as much as possible, because we need to make money this wave. This is where the run is sort of made or broken. Let's recycle that, and then crit chance is good, but I think I'd rather... No, I'll just take 7% crit chance. That's nice. And then we'll take 2 range damage. Scaling everything here is fine. We will buy this whole shop to get a free reroll. Roll again. Another dangerous bunny is going to be huge. Shuriken is a ranged weapon, so that's kind of nice to find. Wand I'm not going to buy because it's an elemental damage weapon, but I'll buy the bunny, lock the sunglasses, because I need to roll for weapons first. Yeah, I'll take even medical gun. I just want to make sure we have 6 weapons of some kind, basically. So now I've got 2 melee and 2 ranged. So why don't I buy the lightning shiv and then lock the stick, buy the sunglasses, and reroll. And then we'll buy the other shuriken. This will maximize our wave clear here. Buy the lens, and then I'm just going to save my money to reroll because we've already got a good weapon locked for next round. Even the level 1 stick is fine. Alright, so now I'm a little more into the swing of things. The trick is just to make sure that we have 6 weapons every round. Especially at this point, even if they're relatively weak weapons, because our damage scaling is going to be great. We're better, much better than a normal arms dealer at scaling damage. Since we're scaling both kinds at once. But unlike a normal arms dealer, we really struggle to get 6 weapons. Normal arms dealer can sometimes struggle to get 6 weapons, but this character just needs to prioritize that very heavily, because otherwise it's so difficult to get 6 weapons, and that's just really important for wave clear and making sure that we don't die. Stacking a bunch of luck here. Yeah, I'll keep taking crit chance. I do need more armor now. Let's take the max HP, because we were at 37, and then we'll take the armor here. Yep, we'll just take those. That's 2 weapons. Incendiary turret could help with wave clear. We don't have any engineering right now, or very little, but the incendiary turret could still help us with wave clear as we go. Do I want it? I think I will pass. I think we need more items than that. We'll take the stick. Scared sausage could be good, again, if I had any elemental damage, but I don't. Do I want to lock this level 3 Jousting Lance for next wave? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to roll. Baby with a beard is incredible. This is the best item we could possibly have found. Big fan here. I'm going to lock the Thief Dagger, and then I will roll again. Mastery is 0 damage, because you gain 6 melee damage, but lose 3 range. Gain 6 melee damage and 3 range damage from the +6 melee, but then lose 3 ranged and 6 melee from the minus range, so you end up with a net 0. I'm rolling for ranged weapons. Magic Barrier we're definitely not taking. I kind of want the Claw Tree, but I think I still need to roll for ranged weapons. I'll take Bag. Ranged weapons. Alright, we're not finding ranged weapons, so we will just have to go with 3 weapons this wave. Yikes. At least our damage is high. But the baby with a beard is a huge boon for this character. It just gives us a non-weapon source of damage that scales off of our weapon damage. So it's massive for this character. That has turned this run from very hard to still quite hard, but much more manageable, even if we can't find good weapons. And so the issue that we're having, right, is that if you have a melee weapon equipped, the shop has several tags that it uses to determine what things show up in the shop. Your characters have shop tags that they use. Oh, I'm taking a lot of damage, so I need to focus. Stop explaining for a second. Your characters have shop tags that they use. I think I need armor even more than damage here. And every weapon has tags, and so melee weapons, if you have a melee weapon in your inventory, you're more likely to find melee weapons. If you have a precise weapon in your inventory, you're more likely to find precise weapons. And if you have a thief dagger in your inventory, you're more likely to find thief daggers. So having any weapon in your inventory makes you much more likely to find weapons of that type, and much less likely to find weapons of different types. This is great because we rolled a ranged weapon and a melee weapon in the same shop, so we weren't biasing the shop towards one or the other. So that allows us to buy both, and now we are more likely to find a mix of weapons as we continue to purchase. I'm going to buy the pruner because we have the Dusty Fedora, so we gain some stuff from that. Ghost Axe seems fine. I'll take that, and then Circular Saw. I'm not going to lock. Black Belt I don't think we want at this point. No, it's probably still worth it, actually, just because it gives us 3 melee damage, which also scales our range damage, so that's pretty useful. Another Ghost Axe I might just lock, but I think we'll just take the Alien Eyes. We will lock these 2. I'm going to reroll again. I'm still looking for another ranged weapon if I can find it. And then I want to leave 2 slots open if possible, so let's buy the Shady Potion, lock the Ritual, reroll, looking for a ranged weapon, which we did find. And then do I want the glasses? Do I want to roll to try to lock a ranged weapon or something? I think not. I think we will just leave these 2 locked and go to the next wave. I just needed 6 weapons so that we can actually kill the elite. Oh, it took a lot of hits there. Had to back off, but we have lifesteal and consumable heal, so we were able to heal back up. The baby with a beard again, just going off in this run. Fully being carried by that item right now. I think I would need a few more tries to develop a very consistent strategy for this combo, because it seems quite difficult. But Baby with a Beard and Sharp Bullet and stuff like that is definitely one way that you can make this combo a lot easier, so having found that is a big boost to our build. Mammoth obviously is amazing for this character. It's everything we want. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll recycle that. And then we'll take some max HP because we need it, and we'll take some move speed because I do need that as well. So now I can buy 2 melee weapons. That will guarantee we find more melee weapons in the shop, but I think that's okay. We'll just buy out this shop, roll. A Power Fist will help with wave clear a lot. These 2 defensive items are great, and the Cacti Club, I'm going to lock this for next wave because that's just such a premium weapon, and we've got the Power Fist for this wave, so we're doing okay. Vigilante Ring is going to be pretty nice, but I guess we'll take Clover and then roll again. And we can't buy another Claw, but Adrenaline will be good. I could roll one more time to try to hit a ranged weapon, but I think we're just relying on the Power Fist to carry us for this wave. Which currently it's actually the claw that's carrying us, and of course the baby with a beard, but as more enemies show up, the power fist is going to have to start pulling its weight. I won't deny that we got a little lucky on this one. The baby with a beard is really such a good find. Although, you know, we did do some stuff to make that kind of thing more likely to happen. We prioritized luck, we rolled aggressively looking for weapons and items we needed, and we passed on items that we didn't need. So obviously there's a significant element of luck to finding it, but you do have to put yourself in a position to have that happen. Piggy bank I'll take, it's probably going to pay for itself, and then we'll take some more armor here, I think. Just want to make sure we don't die. Cacti Club is great, this will help clear the wave. Vigilante Ring, Adrenaline, and Cyclops Worm. Oh, whoops. Okay, well now I only have one weapon. I guess two weapons, but I completely forgot what character we were playing for a second, so not the best play. But I guess I'll lock a Ghost Axe, and we will just have to rely on Cacti Club to get us there. Plus our non-weapon sources of damage. Honestly, it isn't that bad to have bad wave clear going into wave 14, because it just makes it harder for us to accidentally break all of these summoners. Not what I would have chosen. I definitely should have left one of those items locked and then rolled for more weapons. You just see, you know, items that you like in the shop and buy them out of habit. But of course, on Arms Dealer, sometimes you need to pass on those items so you can actually have enough weapons to make it through the wave. Not my finest moment of play there. But it looks like it's not going to hurt us too badly. Leaving so many materials on the ground now that we have the baby with a beard also. We'll take 10% attack speed, and then this is great. We can buy 2 weapons, but now I actually do have to roll for weapons. Our weapons are getting really expensive. We're going into an elite wave, so let's buy... Is Fist... Yeah, I guess Fist is more damage. I need to roll for ranged weapons if I can find them. Practical research is kind of fun. We don't have any constructs, unfortunately. Let's roll. Ricochet gives us bounce. This means that our stuff can bounce back to the elite. So is that better than trying to roll for more ranged weapons? I think it actually is. So we'll buy the Ricochet, and then I'll roll once to see if I can find another ranged weapon. We can. I'll lock the Chopper just so we have a tier 3 weapon going into the round after this. Not exactly the weapon set I'd have chosen, but getting that and the Ricochet, the bounces mean that the baby with the beard shots are much more likely to hit the elite, so hopefully we can make that happen. In the later stages of this run, we're really just going to have to focus on hitting, you know, a reasonable number of weapons every round. We're not going to be able to hit 6 every round. It's just gotten too expensive to be able to do that. I'm again revising my opinion of how you have to play this character. I think we need to focus on like 3 good melee weapons rather than try to find 6 weapons, but of course we'll roll more heavily for weapons. Just because it's so expensive to find 6 weapons, we'll roll more heavily for weapons going into elite waves and boss waves. Ricochet and Pierce obviously are awesome. They're helping us wave clear significantly. I do really need to find, like, a Sif's Relic would be the ideal find for us right now, honestly. I couldn't kill that loot alien. Heavy Bullet, excellent for this character, of course, and then I will just take 12% damage. Let's take some attack speed here as well. Chopper I'll buy, Coffee I'll buy, Tonic I'll buy. I think I'm actually just going to skip the gambling token. I just need to roll for weapons now. We'll take the sword. Propeller hat I'm not going to take, I'm just going to roll. I'll take pistol just because it's a ranged weapon, so it makes ranged weapons more likely to show up. And then, yeah, we'll take Shredder, we'll take another sword, that's our second melee weapon. I will buy the Goat Skull. I will not buy the mutation. No, we've got 16 speed, we can do that, because it also gives us a free reroll here. No ranged weapons here, so nothing I want. Let's roll again. And then take out. This gives us extra damage. Yeah, this is a really good boost for us. No ranged weapons in this shop, and I don't think we're going to find one. So we'll just go with 5 weapons, buy the takeout, buy all of this armor to help us survive, and go to the next wave. I've ended up... I think we passed on a dynamite at one point, and it would have been nice to take it, because we've ended up taking a decent number of explosive weapons, but I think that we had to be pretty picky at the time we were doing this. Trying to find all these enemies to actually hit. Having all of this damage that scales with our range damage and the baby with a beard just consistently putting it out high scaling damage is awesome. Having the bouncing shots and piercing shots makes it even better. Oh, can we kill this loot alien? Yes, we can. Nice. 254 materials on the ground. I'll take the bat. More lifesteal is pretty nice. We'll recycle the turret. I don't think we're using that. Move speed I don't care about. Let's just take 4 melee damage here. Shuriken is great. I'll buy this armor and then I'll roll. We'll take Hatchet. That's also great because that gives us another way to... That gives us a melee weapon, so now we can find both ranged and melee. Take the Claw. I do want the Riposte because the additional damage that this does when we dodge doesn't care about us actually having weapons, but I'd rather find weapons to fight the elite with, so let's roll, buy some more weapons, roll again. Taser, I don't think I'll take, but Cyberball could help me kill the elite. Let's roll one more time. I was really looking for another ranged weapon. We didn't find it. Wheat gives us a lot of damage, so I'll take that. I'll buy Riposte. I'll lock the Chopper just as so we have a weapon. No, actually, I shouldn't have locked the Chopper. We're guaranteed to see one weapon in every shop, and level 2 Chopper just isn't good enough, so that was a mistake. This character is really weird, so I'm definitely making play mistakes that I wouldn't make on another character, because it's just very... We're having to figure out how this character functions as we go. And I think this character seemed like it was going to be less, to me at least, it seemed like it was going to be less weird than it has turned out to be. As it happens, this character plays out extremely strangely. Yeah, we'll take the exoskeleton, that's awesome. This is basically everything we need at this point. I'll recycle the laser turret, I don't think we need that. Percent damage, melee damage, let's just take more melee damage. Then I'm going to go with... Tractor, we don't want. Lemonade. I guess I'll buy the Chopper, we'll buy that. Roll. Fairy is great, that gives us a lot of regeneration, but I don't think I can afford to take it right now. I need weapons. Let's buy another baby elephant. We will buy another organic fist wrappings. I guess that's a ranged and a melee weapon. This is a crappy weapon set, so hopefully we find something better. Nothing there. Level 3 SMG is perfect. That helps us out a lot, as does the baby elephant. And then the duct tape I will buy as well. Go to the next wave. Yeah, so even with the arms dealer's like damage bonus, so we're getting a lot of damage. Just the way that our weapons are restricted is very odd. It's still trying to pick up some of these materials, which is very difficult. Would really like a gecko or a cyst relic. Though I guess it's kind of too late for that to matter, because we've only got one more wave where collecting materials means anything. Recycle this, buy this for sure. Yep, 4 range damage, perfect. Yeah, we'll take Ghost Scepter, that's fine. I will buy this and this. I'm going to lock this, and then I'm going to roll for weapons, just any weapons. Bandana, I don't think we actually need another bandana. We'll take the Ghost Scepter. I'm going to lock the hatchet, because I just want to make sure, and the shuriken, I want to make sure I have good weapons for wave 20. That's more important, I think, than what weapons we have this wave. So I'm actually just going to buy the metal plate and then keep these 2 locked. And we'll just use 3 Ghost Scepters for this wave. That's fine. Our damage at this stage is high enough now that we can afford to get away with these relatively weak weapon sets. Because the Generalist and the Arms Dealer together have scaled our damage to massive levels. Actually managing to pick up some HP off these Ghost Scepters too, which is really nice, because that's one thing that we didn't have, was any health on this build. Look at these high-value materials they keep collecting in the corner because of the bounces. Trying to pick as many of them up as we can, of course, because any we don't pick up, we'll never get to spend. 200 materials on the ground. All right, yeah, let's cap our max HP at the perfect amount, and obviously this is going to be an insane amount of damage. We'll recycle that, buy this, recycle this, buy this for sure, and the attack speed's very important. And then, okay, this is a great chop for us, even with just some level 1 weapons. Just making sure we have 4 weapons is very nice. I can't buy these, right, because we've got multiple melee weapons already, so let's just roll past all this. Slingshot's great. I'm gonna upgrade that to a fighting stick. I will roll again. Alienize, yes. Let's upgrade. Can I buy a higher level fighting stick? I could sell the Cacti Club, although Cacti Club honestly might just be better anyways, but I think the fact that this is level 3 means we'd rather have it. And then level 4 hatchet. I'm really looking for a ranged weapon, but I think I'll just take the heavy bullets here and roll again, just looking for a ranged weapon. Bait, we're not in danger from the bait, and that gives us a lot of % damage, so I'll pick that up. A sword, a robot arm, nope. Sure. A laser gun will be great for DPSing down the bosses. Then we'll take the lemonade. So this is a pretty solid weapon set going into wave 20. Pretty happy with this one. Let's see how it works out. And we get to finish with 69 HP, of course, which is ideal. We've gotten this one quite low already, so we're just going to focus that boss down first. And then we are going to go here and finish off the boss. So that was a very difficult early game that led to an insanely powerful end game. And that's kind of a fun run, honestly. I would be really interested to try that one again if we don't find the early baby with a beard. I mean, maybe the damage scaling just gets out of hand anyways. But the fact that we found like the piercing, the sharp bullet, the baby with a beard, and the ricochet meant that our wave clear kept up even in waves where I messed up and didn't buy enough weapons, or where we just didn't have good chops that gave us enough weapons. So that was an interesting run for sure. Insane damage from our baby elephant. The Dusty Fedora, I think, was worth like 150 luck. It doesn't track how much luck you got from it, but we got a lot. Tentacle gave us 100 healing, 555 materials from the bags, 212,000 damage from the baby with a beard. I mean, obviously that was the hard carry for this run. So that definitely made this a lot easier. And then let's look at our item unlock. So this is a unique unlock, minus 15% weapon price, minus 15% item price, plus 5% enemies, plus 3% enemy speed. That is horrifically overpowered. This one I think was also very poorly balanced. I mean, maybe it's something that looks better than it is, but this I think is going to save you like 3,000 materials over the course of a run, and it gives you plus 5% enemies, which is a huge boost. Plus enemy percentage is a big economy boost to the character. Plus 3% enemy speed definitely is a real downside, but nowhere near enough to make up for how incredible this item is. We will test it if we buy it in the next run. Maybe I'm wrong in my initial assessment, but this sure looks like this item is maybe even more broken than marksmanship. I'd be surprised if this wasn't an S++ tier item. Oh yeah, also Cyberball, 23,000 damage. Alright, my friends, hope you enjoyed that run. That was a weird one, very interesting class combination. And if you did, of course, feel free to leave a comment and a thumbs up, and both of those things help me out a ton with the algorithm, so I appreciate when people take the time to do it. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game content. We'll be back with the next character combination. Also, I have reached out to the dev, so I'll be maybe putting together something with them for the upcoming expansion launch. We're discussing that, so, you know, I'll let you know more when I have some news, if possible. All right, my friends, cheers. I'll catch you next time.